Rice milk is super easy to make at home. I'm going to show you how. You're going to start out with half a cup each of a short grain rice and the long grain rice. I'm using sushi rice and jasmine rice. Add them to a measuring cup and rinse them really well, and then add 3 cups of water and let it sit for a couple hours. The reason that I use 2 different types of rice is because every variety of rice has its own unique color, scent, flavor, and texture. So when you mix a couple different types of rice together, you get a really optimal texture, scent, and flavor in your finished rice milk. You're welcome to use other types of rice. You can use brown rice if you prefer. This is just the combination that I like. So after it's sat for a couple hours, you'll notice that it's brittle and soft, and stir it up to get out any clumps that may have formed while it was sitting. Then you're going to add it to a high-powered blender. I have a Vitamix Pro, but you don't necessarily have to have a Vitamix. You can use absolutely any high-powered blender, something that will be able to break up the brittle texture of rice so that you don't end up with a granular rice milk. So blend it on high for about a minute, and you'll notice that it changes from sort of watery looking and granular to suddenly very opaque and frothy, and it'll really look like rice milk. So this is going to take about a minute on high. And I'm going to show you how to make a very basic neutral flavored rice milk, but I'm also going to show you how to add vanilla and sweetener to make, a nice sweet vanilla flavored rice milk. So let's move on. Line any vessel, doesn't have to be a measuring cup, with a nut milk bag, and this is going to be to strain out the rice pulp. So pour the rice milk through. And then pull up the sides and just give it a good squeeze to coax out all of the rice milk. And then you'll be left with the rice pulp, which you can discard or use for something else. As simple as that. Now rinse your blender and add this strained rice milk back in. Add 1 tablespoon of avocado oil to make it thicker and frothier. And also add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt for flavor. Now this is going to be your neutral rice milk. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla if you like. And if you want it sweet, you can add as much maple syrup or honey or agave as you prefer. I'm using 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Blend it again on high with whatever flavorings you've chosen, and you're going to blend for about a minute. And again, it will be frothy and really beautiful, and that's your rice milk. Now, I like to store it in the fridge, and I put it in glass bottles like this. Just use a funnel, and I use probably 2 of these bottles for 1 batch. It does separate in the fridge, so you want something that you can easily shake up without it leaking. And I actually have a weirdness with rice milk because I'm always worried about the bacteria in rice since it's not cooked. So I actually only use my rice milk for baking and cooking or putting into scalding hot coffee. That's totally up to your own discretion, of course. And I'm just going to seal it up and keep it in the fridge and shake it up every time I want to use it. Look how delicious this is. Super simple, really easy recipe. Instant flavor. Bye.